In World War II, the skies became a battlefield where speed, altitude, and firepower determined survival. American fighter pilots flew some of the most advanced piston-engine aircraft ever designed, machines pushed to their absolute limits in the desperate race for air superiority. Today, we're counting down the top 5 fastest U.S. fighter aircraft that truly saw combat during World War II. These fighters weren't experimental prototypes. They weren't test hangar legends. They were the aircraft that flew into enemy fire, protected bombers, intercepted threats, and supported troops on the ground.
Number 5. The P-51B Mustang. Top speed, 441 miles per hour, or 710 kilometers per hour. The P-51B was the first Mustang equipped with the legendary Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, a transformation that made the aircraft a long-range, high-altitude powerhouse. It could escort bombers at ranges no fighter had ever reached before, flying deep into occupied Europe with minimal fuel consumption and unmatched speed. The aircraft's long range allowed the U.S. 8th Air Force to strike deeper into Germany, something that had been nearly impossible before 1944. In March 1944, for the first time in the war, American heavy bombers reached Berlin and returned home with fighter cover the entire way. P-51Bs from the 357th Fighter Group fought off waves of Luftwaffe interceptors. Mustang ace Captain Charles Weaver recalled, "It was the first time the Germans realized they had lost control of their own skies." The P-51B's performance changed the air war forever.
Number 4. The P-47D Thunderbolt. Top speed 433 to 440 miles per hour, depending on the model. The P-47 was a giant compared to other fighters, a rugged, heavyweight machine driven by a massive Pratt & Whitney R2800 double wasp and equipped with a turbo supercharger system that provided excellent performance at high altitude. Functionality: deadly diving speed, fastest diving fighter of World War II. 8 times .5 caliber machine guns, delivering up to 100 rounds per second. Excellent survivability due to heavy armor and strong airframe. Powerful turbo supercharger, ideal for high-altitude escort. Could carry bombs and rockets for close air support. On the ground, Thunderbolts were feared. In the air, they were tough to kill. Many pilots returned home with aircraft riddled with bullets, yet still flying. P-47Ds from the 9th Air Force supported the Allied invasion, making hundreds of low-level attack runs against German positions, tanks, and convoys. August 1944, in the Battle of the Falaise Pocket, Thunderbolts destroyed thousands of vehicles trying to escape the encirclement. General Eisenhower later said the destruction of German forces there was one of the turning points of the war.
Number 3. The P-38L Lightning. Top speed, 444 miles per hour, or 715 kilometers per hour. The distinctive twin-boom Lightning was unlike any other fighter of the war. 2 engines, long range, high climb rate, and with the L model, improved power, better reliability, and faster top speed. The P-38 dominated in the Pacific, where long distances and high humidity made many other aircraft struggle. Although flown mostly by earlier models, this mission represents the P-38's strength. U.S. intelligence learned the travel schedule of Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, architect of the Pearl Harbor attack. 18 P-38 Lightnings flew over 400 miles at near sea level to avoid detection. They intercepted Yamamoto's aircraft exactly on schedule, shooting it down in minutes. It was one of the most precise and daring long-range interception missions of the entire war.
Number 2. The F4U-1D Corsair. Top speed 446 miles per hour, or 718 kilometers per hour. The Corsair's distinctive inverted gull wings were designed to fit the enormous propeller driven by a powerful double wasp engine. It was fast, extremely fast, and deadly. Japanese ground troops nicknamed it Whistling Death because of the sound created by airflow in its oil cooler. Battle of Okinawa, 1945. Corsairs flew thousands of missions during the battle: bomber escort, close air support, kamikaze interception, and naval patrol. Marine Fighter Squadron 312, the Checkerboards, became one of the most famous Corsair units, destroying dozens of enemy aircraft, including kamikaze attackers headed toward Allied ships. The Corsair's speed and firepower helped defend the fleet during some of the most intense air assaults of the war.
And finally, number 1, the fastest U.S. fighter aircraft to see actual combat in World War II. The P-47M Thunderbolt. Top speed 470 to 473 miles per hour. Designed in response to the German V-1 flying bomb threat, the P-47M received uprated engines, aerodynamic improvements, and increased power, resulting in extreme speed for a piston fighter. Functionality. Exceptional high-speed performance at medium altitudes. Perfect for intercepting V-1 flying bombs. Could climb rapidly and chase late-war German fighters. Heavy armament of 8.50 caliber machine guns. Rugged, durable, and reliable even at maximum power. Only one unit flew it operationally. The 56th Fighter Group, the Wolfpack. Early 1945, P-47M pilots destroyed numerous V-1 flying bombs, some diving at speeds approaching 600 miles per hour. In the final months of the war, the Wolfpack encountered German Me-262 jet fighters. Despite the jet's superior top speed, the P-47M's dive speed and acceleration allowed American pilots to surprise jets during takeoff and landing. The aircraft's raw power made it the fastest U.S. fighter ever to fight in the war.
These 5 aircraft were more than machines. They were symbols of American industrial power, engineering innovation, and the courage of the pilots who flew them. From the long-range Mustang that fought deep over Germany, to the unstoppable P-47M that became the fastest U.S. combat fighter of the entire war, each played a critical role in securing Allied victory. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the fastest fighters of World War II, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us again here on War in Brief for more stories from the greatest conflict in history.